Hello, fellow mystics. Welcome to the most empowering moment of your day. This psychic reading found you because something in you intuitively already knows and resonates with the information that will come through this soul transmission. The spirit team coming through in this reading, the 10th dimensional Arcturians and the Seraphim angels, do not broadcast their guidance to just anyone. They do not seek reach, they seek resonance, meaning they are more interested in working with individuals rather than the masses. So if this video found you, it is not clickbait and it's not coincidence. It is serendipity. It found you because your soul has sent a very strong signal out into the cosmos that you are now ready to release any remnants of poverty consciousness in your psyche that you acquired in this lifetime from past lives and ancestral karma. And your signal has reached the 10th dimensional Arcturians and the Seraphim angels. And now they are responding in this session. So in this soul transmission, the 10th dimensional Arcturians reveal the mindset you need to have now to finally free yourself from the poverty consciousness stored in your causal body that keeps you stuck in a scarcity mindset, consequently preventing you from attaining the financial stability you desire. So if money is slipping out of your hands faster than it's being replenished, then this 10th dimensional Arcturian transmission is meant for you. By the end of this session, you'll have the resources you need to step into a wealthier timeline where money flows to you naturally, consistently, and with more ease. But remember, I am not here to tell you what to do or dictate your path, but to illuminate the bridge to your deepest desires. My intention in this session is to help you harmonize with the 10th dimensional Arcturian light frequencies that lead to your most radiant expression, your most wealthiest expression. So only keep the information that vibrates with your truth and release what does not resonate. And trust that if the cosmos, if your intuition, if your spirit team have guided you to this soul activation and transmission, there is a sacred key here, even if it's for 1 minute, waiting to raise your vibration and unlock your highest potential. So with that said, let's begin. Now, as I was meditating to determine what the overall theme of this reading will be, I was drawn to this beaver spirit over here. Let's put this here. Interesting, reclaim your power. Okay, and it says, lay a solid foundation, which I believe is the wisdom code that the 10th dimensional Arcturians want to set as the anchoring theme of this reading. So with this energy, the 10th dimensional Arcturians want to bring to your attention 2 things. The first is they're revealing that the reason it feels like you are stuck in poverty consciousness is not because abundance is out of your reach. You are abundant. Abundance is your birthright. The reason you're stuck in a poverty loop right now is because you're currently sending the universe mixed, unstable signals. One moment you wholeheartedly believe you are capable of manifesting the financial stability you seek, then the next moment you doubt your manifesting abilities. And because your internal belief system keeps changing, is unstable, not built on solid foundation, your money manifestation results have become inconsistent. Sometimes it feels like it's working, sometimes it feels like nothing is happening. And this cycle has gone on for so long in your life that you have now entered what I call a deadlock frequency, where money does not move towards you at all. But the good thing is, throughout this transmission, the 10th dimensional Arcturians reveal the action steps you can begin to take right now to return to coherence. The 4-4 energy coming through here is an energy of stability, with the panther energy over here, reclaim your power. So they're going to send you information through this transmission that will allow you to come back into coherence, come back into stability. And sort of coherence is the state where your internal belief that you are abundant remains stable and unshakable despite what is happening in your external world. Coherence with the frequency of abundance is what will dissolve the poverty consciousness within you. And then I feel like the second wisdom code that the 10th dimensional Arcturians want to bring through this beaver spirit here, they a solid foundation, is they're saying your current thinking that you and extreme effort are the only means through which a cause can succeed is also keeping you stuck in poverty consciousness. And right now they want me to talk a little bit about how the beaver works. And they're saying, did you know that in order to build a dam to store food for the winter, a beaver will bring down an entire tree that is 100 times larger than its own size? And the interesting part is the beaver will only chew the bark of the tree up to a certain point. It won't chew the whole of it. Once it's satisfied it's chewed enough, it now patiently waits for the wind to break the remaining intact unchewed bark of the tree. So whilst the beaver trusts its tree cutting skills, it also knows collaborating with nature will make its work much easier. The beaver has perfected the art of co-creating with nature. And today, the beaver spirit is coming through to tell you that if you also learn to co-create with spirit, you also can move mountains. You can remove any obstacles and achieve the financial goals you want to achieve much faster and effortlessly. Up to now, you have been continuously asking spirit, universe, God, goddess, whatever you call that higher being that you believe in, for divine guidance to help you achieve your financial goals. But instead of allowing spirit or trusting the universe or God to help you, you keep continuing to want to dictate to the universe how this help should look like or when it should arrive. In other words, you thinking that by overworking yourself to achieve your financial goal is the better course of action will keep you stuck in poverty consciousness. And I know this is tough love, but the Arcturians are saying, you can handle it. So today with this beaver spirit over here, you're being asked to learn how to surrender to non-action and trust in the unseen. And you'll see you'll achieve the goals you want to achieve in terms of your finances much faster and more effortlessly. There's a saying that they're bringing to my attention right now. A soul that trusts in the unseen pulls miracles from thin air. I'll repeat. A soul that trusts in the unseen pulls miracles from thin air. And they're saying, we, the Arcturians, are not saying stop working altogether. No, we are saying balance action with non-action. Integrate the law of receive and give. Master the dance of the yin and yang harmony. All this while, you've been too much in action mode, too much in giving mode, and too much in your yang energy, divine masculine energy. And this excessive one-sided energy is slowing down your financial progress. Meditation, being in your divine feminine energy, being in your yin energy, is key to mastering the balance between action and non-action. Prayer and gratitude to spirit is key in helping you master how to receive as much as you give. And playing is key to helping you balance your yin and yang energies. By playing, I mean tuning into that inner child part of you that believes in magic, that believes in luck more so than hard work. So having seen that non-coherence, you sending mixed signals out into the quantum field, and unconscious resistance to co-creating with spirit or not trusting the unseen are the key factors keeping you stuck in poverty consciousness. I feel like I'm being now guided to ask you to stay with me until the end of this transmission, because the Arcturians want me to channel an angelic light language activation that will help you to co-create with the angels to collapse any poverty consciousness in your psyche, that you can reclaim your power and bring back and come back into coherence with the frequency of abundance. Okay? Come back to this 4-4 energy of stability, believing that you are abundant no matter what is happening in your external reality. This is going to be one of those long sessions, but I hope you'll stay until the very end, because I feel like by you just listening to this transmission, the 10th dimensional Arcturians are already working on your energy field through the sound frequencies in my voice to collapse the poverty consciousness within you. Right, so now let's see what further wisdom codes want to come through in this session, other than this beaver spirit over here, lay a solid foundation. Right, so what else do the Arcturians want to bring to your attention in regard to collapsing poverty consciousness? What other mindset should you align with to collapse the poverty consciousness in your psyche, other than you learning how to be coherent with the frequency of abundance, how to co-create with spirit? Okay, so I'm just thinking about whether I'm going to use this deck or I'm going to use another one. No, let's use this deck. Okay, so let's see what else the Arcturians want to bring to your attention. So guys, please stick around until the end of this session. The last part of a reading is usually the most important bit, because it gives you the final wisdom code that you need to receive in order for you to summarize and integrate everything that has come through in the reading before then. So stay with me until the end of this transmission. Okay, what message do they have for you? Why is it important for you to know this message? What is the outcome of you integrating this message? And then, do I need? No, we'll pull another deck for this. So let's start with, what message do the Arcturians want to bring to your attention in regards to collapsing poverty consciousness? What other mindset should you align with to collapse the poverty consciousness in your psyche right now? Surrender now. Wow, guys, they're just extending the message that I talked about at the beginning of this session, co-creating with spirit. They want you to surrender to spirit. Once you've done everything you can to achieve your financial goals, you need to sit back, relax, and allow spirit to do its share of the work. You have already done your 50% share of the work, and that is why you're being told to surrender to spirit. Allow spirit to do its 50% share of the work. Stop micromanaging the universe. It's time for you to co-create with spirit. You're being told to be in a state of flow. The mindset you should have right now in order for you to manifest the financial breakthrough you want is you need to surrender to flow. Surrender to trusting that the universe has got your back. Allow the universe to bring you the breakthrough you want, and you do this through meditation, through you tapping into your yin energy, because your yin energy is going to open up your intuition, and you'll receive the guidance messages you need to receive in order for you to know what action steps you need to take to finally manifest this financial breakthrough. From now on, use your intuition to determine the financial steps you're going to take, because that is the part of you that is working with spirit. You've already done the logical part of everything. You've already laid the solid foundation from the perspective of the logical mind. Now it's time for you to operate from your yin energy and work with your intuition and spirit, the unseen, to manifest the financial breakthrough that you want. They're just reminding you of what I said at the beginning of this session. Surrender to spirit, surrender to co-creating with the universe. No man is an island. You are not the only means through which a cause can succeed. Your spirit guides, the angelic realm, the Arcturians, the Pleiadians, the Blue Avians, they all want to work with you to help you manifest this financial breakthrough. But they cannot enter your auric field if you keep resisting the guidance messages you're receiving from your intuition, if you keep resisting to try and understand how to integrate your yin energy. Okay, guys? So this is just them telling you, you need to learn how to embody your yin energy, because the yin energy within us is the energy of flow. It is what allows us to surrender to whatever it is that is happening in our life. The yin energy does not fight. That is the job of the yang energy. The yin energy pulls things towards it like a magnet, and it also rides the wave. Okay? Embody your yin energy. That is the mindset you need to be in right now if you want to manifest a financial breakthrough. Okay? So let's see why it is important for you to know that it is necessary for you to embody the yin energy. I feel like I've already talked about this at the beginning of this session, but let's see whether they have something more to bring out. Time to heal, right? 5-5, the energy of change. This is the energy of change. The reason they want to bring this to your attention is because I feel like that, again, this message has been coming through a lot in most of my readings about financial breakthroughs. At this moment in time, you're transcending a serpent code that was keeping you stuck. There was a limiting thought in you that was keeping you in this poverty consciousness. And at this moment in time, your soul has reached a point where it is possible for you to release this limiting thought. But the only way you can release this limiting thought is if you allow spirit to help you. I feel like you're being told this limiting thought is so ingrained in your psyche that you alone are not capable of healing yourself, even though you're a powerful, energetic healer. This limiting thought is so strongly ingrained in your psyche. It's coming from past lives and ancestral karma that you cannot release it by yourself. And so the angelic realm, the 10th dimensional Arcturians, who are known as the divine doctors of the galaxy, want to now help you heal and release this poverty consciousness stuck within you that you are not capable of releasing it by yourself. You need the help of the spirit realm to release it. You've done everything you can as a human being to release this energetic imprint in you that is causing you to have a scarcity mindset, and whatever's left can only be released through spiritual modalities. Okay? And the 10th dimensional Arcturians and the angelic realm are ready to help you heal and release this poverty consciousness. This is the energy, this is the title of this reading. You're releasing poverty consciousness, but you cannot do this if you're still in your yang energy. You need to embody the energy of surrendering to spirit by being in your yin energy. Okay? So I feel like they're telling you, watch this session twice and pay close attention to whatever it is that I said at the very beginning of this reading before I started channeling the energies of this card, because that transmission at the beginning of this reading will allow you to understand why it is important for you to be in this yin energy, so that you can release this poverty consciousness that is preventing you from experiencing the financial breakthrough that you want. Okay? So let's see, once you integrate the guidance messages that have come through in this reading, what is the outcome? Of course, I feel like the outcome is you finally releasing and healing yourself from this poverty consciousness, from this scarcity mindset. But let's see what else they want to say. What is the outcome of you? Act as if chameleon spirit in reverse. Okay. So this energy, the number 14, this is temperance. Okay, first of all, the energy of 14 in tarot is the temperance card, and the temperance card is all about sacred union with self, meaning the balance between yin and yang energies. Because in that card, the temperance card, it usually depicts a woman mixing fire and water. And in this instance, fire is your yang energy and the water represents your yin energy. So when this number 14 comes through in this transmission, I feel like you're just being told the outcome of you heeding the advice that has come through in this session is you finally learning how to balance your yin and yang energies, you learning how to finally harmonize your yin and yang energies, your divine masculine and divine feminine energies, the energies of action versus non-action, which is exactly what came through at the beginning of this session, isn't it? So that is the outcome. You finally learning how to embody the yin energy. You finally learning when it is time for you to move to your yang energy, and also when it is time for you to move to your yin energy of surrendering to spirit. You finally learning how to co-create with spirit. You finally learning that, oh, okay, fine, I've now done everything that I can. It's time for me to release the rest to the universe to do its share of the 50%, right? So, but this card came in reverse and it says act as if. So the other message coming through is, once you embody the energies that have come through in this reading, whether it's through the cards or through just what I talked about at the beginning of this session, you will finally step into the financial destiny you were born to be in. I feel like they're saying up to now you've been trying to imagine and envision this reality, because part of you creating this reality is acting as if you are already abundant, right? But they're saying once you heed this advice, you will no longer need to act as if this reality is already within you, because it will happen. It will no longer be something that you imagine will happen in the future. It will be your actual reality. That's why this card came in reverse. You will not be acting as if you're abundant. You will be abundant, because you will have finally integrated the lesson of learning how to co-create with spirit to manifest the financial breakthroughs you want. That's why at the beginning you were told coherence is what is going to allow you to manifest money more naturally, consistently, and with more ease. And you only attain coherence by being in sacred union with spirit, by being in sacred union with yourself, meaning balancing your yin and yang energies. That is what coherence is. Okay, learning how to act and learning when to surrender and allow the universe to work for you. Non-action versus action is what is going to allow you to finally release this poverty consciousness and step into your wealthiest timeline, where financial breakthroughs will be a normal thing, not a miracle. Okay, guys? Wow. So now let's see what final advice the 10th dimensional Arcturians have for you in regards to your finances right now. Okay, will they want to repeat what they said at the beginning, or do they have something more to say? Arcturians, what final guidance, message, advice do you have for the collective in regards to their finances right now? What more do you want them to know? Okay. Stay rooted and grounded. Earth Guardian. Wow, this is exactly what I said at the beginning of this session. Meditation is the key to mastering the balance between action and non-action. And most of you here are being told you need to connect with nature. Isn't that what we talked about with the beaver spirit over here? We said that the beaver spirit has learned how to co-create with nature, isn't it? So the beaver spirit is just coming through here again and saying, in order for you to become even more coherent with the frequency of abundance, you need to co-create with nature, because nature will put you even closer to God. And when you're closer to God, you are closer to the infinite abundance of the universe, isn't it? So the Arcturians are just reminding you to ground yourself. For the next 1 week, make it a daily practice to take a walk in nature. If there's a garden around you, take a stroll in that garden. If you don't have garden around you, just take a walk. I feel like they're telling me connect with the energies of the moon. So if you can, try and walk at night if it is safe, okay? Try and walk at night for at least 15 minutes every day for the next 1 week. You connecting with nature will allow the angels to be closer to you. These are the Seraphim angels that I was talking about. This is Archangel Raphael. coming through. They want to optimize your heart chakra so that you may be able to be more connected to source, more connected to the universal flow of infinite abundance. The heart chakra is the portal through which you can connect with spirit, because the heart chakra is the energy meridian within us that connects the physical realm to the spirit realm. We have 7 chakras. We have more chakras that are available, but then let me just light up this. It went off again. Yeah, so I'm saying we have 7 chakras within our body, aside from the ones that are outside of our body. And the lower chakras are the root chakra, the sacral chakra, and the solar plexus chakra. These lower chakras connect us to the physical realm. They are what allow us to experience the physical reality, okay? Then the higher chakras are the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, and the crown chakra. These higher chakras are what allow us to connect to our soul, to connect to spirit, to connect to the universe, to connect to our spirit guides. And right in between the lower chakras and the higher chakras is the heart chakra. So anytime you want to co-create with spirit, anytime you want assistance from spirit, like financial help from the angels, the heart chakra has to be optimized and working effectively, because the heart chakra is the bridge through which you can connect to the spirit world. It is the telephone line that allows you to talk to spirit, to ask the angels to grant you a gift of money, okay? And so they're saying by you walking out in nature, the angels and your spirit guides are going to continuously optimize your heart chakra so that it can send a clear signal out into the spirit realm, where the angels, the Seraphim angels, can hear your cries for help and send you the financial help you need, okay? So walk in nature, spend some time in nature for the next 1 week, or as much and as often as you can. If you can do it even every day for the rest of your life, do it, okay? But make it a habit to consistently connect with nature. That is one of the things, meditation is one of the things that is going to make you coherent with the frequency of abundance, okay guys? Wow, because it's going to allow you to balance your yin and yang energies. And the moment you balance your yin and yang energies, you are co-creating with spirit. You are working with the energies of action versus non-action. Non-action being you surrendering to spirit and allowing universe to help you once you've done everything you can to achieve your financial goals. Okay guys, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to channel a light language transmission to help you connect with the angelic realm and release poverty consciousness. Now, as I was meditating and deciding what I'm going to do with this light language transmission, I was drawn to these galactic codes over here. You can take a screenshot if you want. These galactic codes are going to help you reactivate the resource clause in your soul contract that gives you access to the infinite abundance of the universe, which is your birthright. So it's an angelic galactic code to help you collapse any poverty consciousness within you. So if you want, you can take a screenshot of it and then connect with it at least 3 times a day for the next 3 days to help you release your poverty consciousness. But I'm also going to use it as an anchor for this light language transmission that I'm going to just do right now. Maybe let me put it here, right? No, but I don't want it to hide the cards of the beaver. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. Let's turn it like this. And light language, guys, is the language of your soul. Your conscious mind and your subconscious mind will not understand what it is that I'm going to be channeling, but your soul understands it perfectly. And light language is very potent because it bypasses the mental limitations of the conscious mind and the subconscious mind and works directly to heal what it is that needs to be healed, okay? So it contains light codes, galactic codes like this, sound frequencies and information that help you heal whatever aspect of your life you want to heal or manifest whatever it is that you want to manifest, okay? So different galactic codes have different healing modalities. For this one, we're using this one to release the poverty consciousness within you. So all I want you to do is just sit back, relax, and let the light language that I'm going to channel from the angelic realm to work in your quantum field. And you can come back to this session every single time you feel like you need to release this poverty consciousness, okay? So I want you to take a deep breath in, inhale, and now exhale. Inhale again, and now exhale. Siaka soata sia shatia, huareya tamakaya, shwashia kasa shasa, shia shivasi, twasia kaswa tanaya, wala yasa sia huaratana, washasakya. Shwala masya makayo asatatawa tamania swaria na tiara takaya twana. Take a deep breath in, inhale, and now exhale. Lia wasana mayosi ashwana na tiara noasa na taria kasantia watana kashwalaya pua sa takaria tana kwasha shia kasa shatia shwasa sia haya kwasana sana siwata sia kasa kaka kwatana kiasana tiarawata tiata twasha sakatiatana twalayana ya hamayoana tania tarania kaswantania. Take another deep breath in, inhale, and now exhale. Okay, beautiful soul, whatever light language transmission I've just channeled right now is going to work on your energy field for the next 3 days. So I want you to interact with that bit of the light language transmission that I've just channeled in this reading and allow it to collapse the poverty consciousness within you. Now, another thing that came through as I was getting ready to record this session is my spirit guides nudged me to share my own financial story at the very end of this reading, because they say me sharing my financial story will help those who have reached this point of the video. And this particular message is only meant for the chosen ones, because they know not everyone will watch this session until the very end. So if you've gotten to this part of the video, I want you to pay close attention to what it is that I'm going to talk about and integrate the advice coming through from your spirit team, because this information carries a very powerful healing frequency that will help you manifest a financial breakthrough, a financial miracle of some sort soon after you watch this video. And I'm a very private person and I'm feeling a bit reluctant to share my story, but well, I trust that Spirit has a reason for wanting me to share my financial story this time. Right, so just before I started recording this reading, I was feeling somewhat sad, actually very sad. A deep, heavy, sad feeling was flowing through my body because I recently lost one of my primary sources of income to artificial intelligence. And I never thought I'd be one of those people who get replaced by AI at work. But I guess never say never, right? And while it was not my main source of income, right now I'm feeling the pinch of losing that income because my finances are tighter than they have ever been before, which is something I'm not used to. I'm someone who is used to splurging and having not to think about where money will come from. And even though I know the reason I lost that job is divinely orchestrated, because that job is not at all in line with my spiritual values right now, I still felt sad losing it because it has been giving me a very comfortable, luxurious lifestyle up to now. So when my spirit guides told me to record a session about a financial breakthrough, I was reluctant. In fact, I was even upset with them because I was like, how do you guys want me to record a video about manifesting a financial breakthrough, yet I myself am experiencing a financial contraction? But they persisted and told me to just record, Howie, just record. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll record. And I feel like the reason they want me to share this message with you guys right now is because your spirit team can see that some of you are starting to lose hope and are on the verge of giving up on your dream of becoming financially stable, because it feels like no matter what you do, money keeps slipping out of your hands faster than it's being replenished. But the angels, specifically the Seraphim angels, one of the light beings who are said to be the closest to God, source or divine monad, the origin point from which all existence flows, are saying they are with you now and call upon you to be courageous. They're saying draw on and trust in your deep faith, spiritual beliefs, and the angels to assist you financially at this time. They say this financial situation you're in is one that can easily be resolved through you asking the angelic realm for help. A financial miracle is readily available to you now as you listen to this message. If only you muster up the courage to wholeheartedly trust in the unseen. They are reminding you to believe that co-creating with spirit is the path of least resistance to the financial breakthrough you want. Embody the beaver spirit energy of co-creating with nature, co-creating with the universe, co-creating with angels. And they have shared an affirmation that they wish for you to claim out loudly as you watch this session. And they also want you to write it down physically on a piece of paper. They want you to write this affirmation. Today, I choose to believe a financial miracle reveals itself in my life experience. Thank you, Seraphim, for this financial gift. They want you to say this affirmation out loud 3 times and write it down 3 times. So I'll repeat. Today, I choose to believe a financial miracle reveals itself in my life experience. Thank you, Seraphim, for this financial gift. Say it 3 times out loudly and write it 3 times on a physical piece of paper. Do not type it in, write it on a piece of paper. Of course, if you want, you can leave a comment in my channel, but they strictly told me that you also need to write it down on a piece of paper. Claiming and writing this affirmation 3 times on a piece of paper is an invitation to allow the angels to enter your auric field. Because of free will, angels have a very strict code that they do not interfere with human lives unless humans give them the green light to do so. So claim and write on a physical piece of paper this affirmation to invite angels into your home. So I'll repeat it. Today, I choose to believe a financial miracle reveals itself in my life experience. Thank you, Seraphim angels, for this financial gift. When the Seraphim angels enter your auric field, as they are doing right now through this very transmission, it signifies that you have finally arrived at the threshold of a financial shift. They are the light beings, the spirit guides who you signed a soul contract with to help you dissolve the poverty consciousness within you so that you can finally unlock your abundance frequency and step into the wealthiest timeline. So write down that affirmation they have just given you as your way of signaling to them that you are ready to reactivate the infinite resource clause in your soul contract. It signals to the angels that you are willing to allow them to show you how to receive unlimited abundance provision that was placed in your soul contract before your birth in this lifetime. You were born to be prosperous, but your prosperity is not meant for just yourself. Your soul contract stipulated that you are meant to share your prosperity with others. And that is why the angels made you more abundant than other people around you. Because the more abundant you are, the easier it becomes for you to share your wealth with others. You help no one by being poor. And they are saying it is time for you, this soul contract, to come into effect. You are ready to embody the funded expression of your soul's mission, the mission your soul agreed to fulfill in this lifetime, to bring prosperity into the world. You are ready to bring abundance into the lives of others. And you will do this through overflowing, not overgiving. Okay, so with that said, beautiful souls, I want to thank you so much for the likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. And thank you to anyone who has ever purchased my personal readings. These energy exchanges really help this channel grow, so that the positive, empowering light frequencies that come through these soul sessions reach even more people that require these supportive frequencies to reawaken to the best version of themselves. And so I hope we can continue building a community of inspiring, like-minded souls here. Until next time, stay grounded, stay open to the intuitive hits you receive from your spirit team, and connect with this galactic code over here to help you release the poverty consciousness within you that is keeping you stuck. Until next time, have a splendid week ahead.